You only use 10% of your brain. Ah, yes, the ultimate brain myth. The idea that you're just sitting on 90% of untapped mental superpowers like some kind of psychic potato. If that were true, you'd probably be levitating your laundry right now instead of watching a video in your pajamas at 2 a.m. But here's the actual science. You use all parts of your brain. Not all at once, like a rave in your skull, but different parts activate for different tasks. Scans show activity across nearly every region depending on what you're doing, walking, talking, panicking about social interaction, etc. So, where did this myth come from? Probably a combination of motivational speakers trying to sell you mental unlocking seminars and people misunderstanding how brain imaging works. Just because one area lights up during a task doesn't mean the rest is snoozing. And let's be real, if 90% of your brain was unused, evolution would have hit delete on that real estate a long time ago. Brains are expensive in energy terms. They burn around 20% of your body's calories. You think nature's going to waste that on a brain you mostly ignore? So no, you're not secretly a telepathic genius who just needs the right binaural beats to access their unused potential. You're already using your whole brain. The disappointing part is, this is it. Basically, your brain is doing the best it can, which is both inspiring and a little tragic.
Left brain, logical. Right brain, creative. This one is everywhere, in pop psychology books, in personality quizzes, and in conversations with people who say things like, I'm just super right-brained, you know? And listen, that sounds fun. It paints a nice, tidy picture. Left-brained people are math-loving spreadsheet goblins. Right-brained people are abstract cloud chasers who finger paint their feelings. But it's totally wrong. Yes, certain brain functions tend to be more active in one hemisphere than the other. Language is usually on the left, spatial awareness more on the right. But the idea that you are one side of your brain is like saying you're either a left sock or a right sock. You're the whole pair, my friend. Creativity and logic aren't enemies. You use both sides of your brain for basically everything. Making art, solving puzzles, overthinking a text from your crush. Even tasks like writing music or doing math show activity in both hemispheres. Also, real brain damage doesn't turn people into artistic savants or cold-blooded logic machines. It turns them into people with serious life-altering impairments. There's no magical brain switch waiting to flip. So next time someone tells you they're a total right-brain person, just know they're about as accurate as someone claiming they're 70% moonlight and 30% vibes. Your brain is not divided like a middle school lunchroom.
Alcohol kills brain cells. Okay, so this one is partly believable because who hasn't had a night out and woken up feeling like they permanently lowered their IQ? But here's the buzz-killing truth. Alcohol doesn't actually kill brain cells, not unless you're drinking gallons of moonshine distilled in a bathtub by a guy named Randy. Moderate drinking, the kind that leads to bad karaoke and worse decisions, doesn't fry your neurons. What it does do is mess with the way your brain communicates. Alcohol interferes with neurotransmitters, which is why your coordination goes out the window, and you start calling your ex just to check in. It can also cause brain shrinkage over time, but not from killing cells outright. It's more like turning your neurons into sloppy, confused interns. Long-term heavy drinking can cause brain damage, especially in areas related to memory and decision-making. There's even a condition called Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, which is basically your brain's way of saying, I quit, due to thiamine deficiency. But if you're worried that one tequila shot murdered 1,000 brain cells, relax. Your neurons are probably still in there, just quietly judging your choices. Basically, alcohol doesn't kill your brain cells. It just temporarily convinces them to act like morons.
Your brain stops growing after childhood.
A lot of people think their brain hits its peak in childhood and then coasts into slow, inevitable decline, like a retired athlete with a beer belly. But that's a myth. Your brain is constantly changing. It's called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire, adapt, and build new connections throughout your life. You're not stuck with the brain you had in high school. Thank God, because that one thought Mountain Dew was a personality trait. You can learn new languages at 60, develop new habits at 40, and completely rethink your life at 30 because a TikTok made you cry. That's neuroplasticity in action. Even your hippocampus, the part of your brain involved in memory, can grow new neurons. Not a lot, mind you. We're not talking full-on brain regeneration like some sci-fi lizard, but enough to prove that your brain is done growing is outdated nonsense. The idea that your brain stops developing is partly based on older science that underestimated adult neurogenesis. Turns out, our brains are just more subtle about it, like a ninja, but with dendrites. So no, you're not on a one-way ride to cognitive decline. Your brain can keep growing, learning, and rewiring for decades, especially if you give it some exercise and don't treat it like a potato with Wi-Fi. Basically, your brain is like a garden. It just gets harder to grow flowers when you're also planting chaos.
Memory works like a video recorder. You've probably heard someone say, "I remember it exactly how it happened." Spoiler, they don't. Nobody does. Because your memory is not a DVR. It's more like a half-drunk improv actor wearing a blindfold, trying to describe a crime scene based on vibes. Here's the deal. Every time you recall a memory, your brain reconstructs it. It's not pulling out a perfect file, it's rewriting the story based on fragments, emotions, and whatever weird filter you've got going on that day. So that perfect memory? It's been edited more than a celebrity Instagram post. Even worse, your brain is terrifyingly easy to trick. Researchers have shown that people can develop entirely false memories of events that never happened, just through suggestion. Like being convinced you got lost in a mall as a kid when you definitely didn't. Or thinking your third-grade teacher had a mustache. She didn't. That was a Sharpie prank. Your memories can change based on your current mood, your beliefs, or even what someone else remembers. That's why eyewitness testimony is one of the least reliable forms of evidence in court. Your brain's just trying its best. But it's like giving a squirrel a filing cabinet. So next time someone swears they remember exactly what you said on March 14th, 2012 at 3:42 p.m., yeah, no. They're just confidently hallucinating like the rest of us. Basically, your memory is less security footage and more chaotic home movie narrated by an unreliable
If you
raccoon.
learned literally anything or just enjoyed hearing your brain get roasted a little, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll be making more videos like this that you'll definitely want to overthink at 2 a.m. Like, share, and comment if your brain is still functioning after all this. See you in the next one. Subscribe so your brain doesn't miss it. Let me know if you'd like a version that includes a call to action for Patreon, merch, or next video preview.